Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to City Skylines and the trains scenario. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back in the beautiful city of Trainsville, where things, as always, are going pretty well. Population, unfortunately, currently dropping due to a death wave that we're experiencing. Income, still okay. Demand, not so great. But I figure what I actually want to do is I want to come over here for a second and make a new roundabout. So we're going to come in. And what we're going to do is we are going to go to, I believe, that spot. We're going to go to that spot. We're going to go to that spot. And we're also going to go to that spot. And that right there is going to be the parts of the roundabout that we connect up to make it into a roundabout. And it's going to be nice and simple indeed. So that traffic coming from the newer industrial area is going to be able to flow around a little bit better. So if we go ahead and just pull out all of the interior roads here, we can then go ahead and upgrade the roundabout roads to be the 3-lane highways. And that right there will hopefully let the traffic move just that little bit easier. Although I do need to connect up these power lines at this point because they are, well, not connected. So we'll do that kind of thing just there. And we'll see how that changes the flow of traffic in the area. I'm kind of hoping it does some good stuff for us. It gives us 3 roundabouts in this middle section at this point, which I really hope does some excellent stuff. A lot of traffic coming from the north is on the roundabout at this point, which is interesting to say the least, because it seems like a lot of it was going to the left. Well, I should say the west, but whatever. I am really hoping that we can get this all to flow really nicely at some point, because it does seem to be backing up down this way at this point, so maybe it will sort itself out. Seems like there might be some problems in there, but we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. Either way, since we're having a death wave today, I am thinking it might just be an idea to focus on some of the needs of the city. That is a little bit tricky to do, considering the income we currently have isn't that great. But I do think I want to focus on the needs regardless. So I'm going to throw an elementary school in up there, just to bring our capacity up a little bit. We could maybe get a high school. 560 per week would be affordable, so I think I'll throw a high school in up this way, just there perhaps, to give some education to that area. We'll get some education into that area as well, and maybe some education up in here as well would be an idea too, which actually brings our capacity up in a pretty good way. I'm actually going to throw one more of these in just there to really knock that capacity into a good spot. So everybody can get a high school education at this point, elementary school education, etc., etc. Traffic's really not moving on these roundabouts the way I need it to be moving. So maybe let's give a 4-lane roundabout a shot again, just over here, right between the 2 3-lane ones, because the 4-lane seems to have worked over here. Like, this isn't backed up anymore, which is kind of nuts. So maybe the 4-lane roundabout did some good for us. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it was nothing to do with the 4-lane roundabout, but I like to believe it was the 4-lane roundabout. I like to believe I'm not a bit of a dum-dum. As for this area up here, I would like to look here. 221 passengers serviced last week. In here, oh, look at those trains coming in at the same time. 636 passengers serviced last week. This train right here has 16 people on board. I really wish more people moved between these 2 locations. I get why they don't. I do understand why they don't move between those locations. It literally doesn't make sense for them to move between those locations. But I wish they did. It would make this really cool train line have, you know, purpose other than just being really cool, you know? It's, that's not the most... When it comes to city planning, the words, "it looks really cool," are generally not, like, I mean, in City Skylines, I use that a lot. It's like, hey, it looks really cool, but realistically speaking, building a train line down through the middle of your city because it looks cool, well, it's not realistic, so... You know, hopefully we can get some people using that sometime. Hopefully we can get our population up to 36,000 so we can get another tile. Because I do really want to... I do want to grab this one. I'd like to expand the industrial area over here in King Heights a little bit. But I also, of course, want to move up to the north so I can get some of the oil and ore that are available. Because we can continue our train lines up that way and have some really good stuff happen there. So hopefully that happens sooner than later. But we shall absolutely see. I am kind of surprised at how well traffic moves around these areas here, though. Like, it does move relatively well from the north there, so I am quite happy about that. I'm also noticing traffic's moving quite nicely on this roundabout. I'm going to upgrade all of them to be 4 lanes. Because I'm noticing that it seems to be doing some good stuff for us having the 4-lane roundabouts there, so let's give all of them a bit of an upgrade and see what happens. A little bit of demand creeping in down there. I assume the death wave is... over. I know there's a lot of dead bodies still around, but I'm assuming the death wave itself, the wave where people are dying, is actually over. Which is excellent news. It means that we can start growing the population again. I do wonder about healthcare. So healthcare is fine. Healthcare is actually remarkably decent. Over here, not so much. This area is having some issues. So a little medical clinic there is not going to hurt. Crematorium availability is a problem, though. So I'm going to throw a crematorium on that corner there, which actually brought our capacity up quite nicely. This area down here is probably gonna need some coverage, so let's throw a crematorium just there to give that corner some coverage. In terms of fire coverage, pretty bad over here, actually, but I don't think I'll expand that just yet. I think what I would like to do is get this area filled up at some point. I want to go for some high-density residential done in these 3 tiles here. So if we can get that done, that would be excellent. I'm also realizing that do we upgrade the... No, we don't actually do that. I was going to say we can upgrade these guys here to have trees on them, but apparently we don't do that with the north-south avenues, so apparently that's a thing. Which is fine. I'm just, you know, I'm forgetting some of my own rules because... Well, it's not been a while since I played this at this point. You know, there's been like 3 episodes. This is like the 3rd episode that's come out whilst I'm still in Seattle, and it's somewhat consistent, I guess. But for me, I'm recording, obviously pre-recording whilst I'm away. It's been a while since I played still. Anyway, point is, I need to get used to some of my patterns again. But I will. It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. I think what I want to do, though, is I do want to put a cut in this video real quick just to get us through the rest of this death wave so that we can start growing either this area or King Heights or something like that. Okay, that was actually fairly quick to get the death out of here. So we have a pretty substantial amount of residential demand. Let's go ahead and just fill up those areas down here with some high-density residential zoning, so that people can start moving in there. And I don't think we have any open areas around here for any new zoning, but I am thinking we could start throwing some buildings around the edges. I'm definitely thinking that's a thing we could start doing, because why not? So let's come down here and let's throw in some high-density residential zoning along that train line. Gonna do the same over here and in there as well. Actually, that bit, no, put that button. No. That goes there and that goes there. That's gonna be commercial on the corner there. In here, I'm thinking I'm actually kind of thinking commercial for the whole thing. And I'm thinking a bit of commercial up to at that point as well, but then residential for the rest of it. So just like that. And I think that'll be a decent little start. I think we can maybe throw some residential up to, say, there, and then a bit of commercial up to there, and then some offices up to at that spot. So yeah, we'll just sort of line the edges of the city with some zoning just to make it look kind of neat, just to give the population a bit of a boost. I do also really, really love the 3 train lines right here. I really do. It's a bit unnecessary. We could absolutely condense it into 1 train line, but I like it as is, so it's going to stay the way it is. I want to check this again. This is actually doing pretty much fine. 28,900, coming up on 29,000 people. I'm really hopeful that we can get to 36,000 today. I really want to see if we can get that extra tile. This area up here is actually having some crime problems, which I guess makes sense. There isn't a police station up here, so we'll throw one just there. Just to deal with the crime there. And we'll throw one out here as well, because these guys are going to need one too. So a little police station can go there. And that will solve a lot of the problems that people are having in those 2 areas. I do think the 2 industrial areas have been a pretty good addition, though. And if we have a look at our goal as well, I mean, we've got 60,000 people. Wow. Is that just because I'm sitting on this for so long, or is that because there is actually a decent number of people moving? I feel like it's a decent number of people moving. 662 per week. Maybe not. Maybe I could do this a lot quicker. Population's at 30,000 though, so we're getting there. I definitely think by the time the entire perimeter of the city has grown a bit, and these areas down here have grown a bit, we might be very, very close to 36,000. I'm also thinking I might grow some of the areas over here a little bit just to, you know, get some more residential stuff over here. Or maybe we could try growing something on the other side of the train line over here. That is definitely an option. That's actually something I'm going to try. I'm going to turn on Road Anarchy for a moment. Bring that out to there. The train line technically ends... Yeah, okay, that's a bit risky, but I'm gonna let that just, you know, be what it is. That's probably safe, right? It's probably not, but whatever. We'll do that kind of thing there. I do think a level crossing there is probably going to cause some issues, but it is what it is. It'll do. We'll bring this out to there. We'll bring this across a little bit. Bring it in, bring it across, and bring it down. And we can just, you know, sort of... Oh, hold on. I think I did that one wrong. Bring this down to... Turn off road guidelines real quick. Bring that down to there. And bring that one down to there. And I think that'll make a decent little residential area with some commercial just along the train line. So if we go ahead and just fill all of that up... Yeah, that'll look pretty good. Then all of this is just going to be residential. And then I think more commercial. No, I think more commercial there with residential there, there, and maybe commercial along the train line as well. I think that'll look pretty good. And hopefully get a decent number of people, you know, living in this area that want to use public transport. That's the goal anyway. So have that connect to there. And is there anywhere else we could connect up with a path? I don't think there is. So all we need to do at this point is bring some pipes out a little bit. So just have them follow that road on the perimeter there. And have this one come down through the middle, like so. And that area can grow eventually, which I think will be pretty good. I like it. Oh, a lot of trains moving in there. A lot of people moving too. Definitely a lot of people moving, which is good for me because it means that, you know, my trains challenge is definitely working. This roundabout just not having a good time though. It's mostly garbage trucks by the looks of it. It is mostly garbage trucks. I should probably... If I had a better spread of industry through the city, that probably wouldn't be a problem. But as it stands, I don't have a good spread of industry through the city, so it's a bit of a problem. But money's good. Population's growing. 32,000 people, another 4,000, we can get another tile. I think I might go for... I don't know what one I'll go for, actually. I might go for... Well, if I go for this one, I can get more industry in King Heights. But if I go for one up here, I can actually get access to oil, which I think will be a really useful resource to have, especially for, you know, getting more industry in here. The problem is, the more people I educate, the more they're going to be like, hey, I don't want to work in the factories and all that stuff. So I do need to be kind of careful with just how much education I provide, but I mean, at this point, we're not providing enough high school availability or elementary school or, well, university at all. So I think we'll be all right. I do think we'll be all right. Oh, wow. Did that commercial? Yeah, that commercial's all filled up already. Fair enough. Still some pretty decent demand for commercial zoning. So maybe what we do is we just come in and we throw a bit along here just to, you know, get a little bit of extra zoning in there. Those guys aren't going to have water, though, so bring that over a little bit and go up to there. Yeah, that'll work. So that'll give them a little bit of extra commercial zoning. Train station is, I think, getting more and more popular as it goes along. And, you know, the more I do look at this area, the more I'm tempted to just sort of grow this way a little bit and grab that tile there so we can expand the King Heights industrial zone. Also, is that some normal industry there? No, that right there is the incineration plant. I was going to say, why is this area polluted? But the incineration plant will do that for you. It will definitely do that for you. More demand for commercial and industry. I guess I could throw some office zoning there. And I could throw some there and there. And I think we will just sort of outline the industrial areas in office zoning just to, you know, not have too much industry going on there. Bring some commercial to that point. And yeah, that should, that'll definitely deal with a lot of the demand that we have there. It'll border the city quite nicely. 35,000 people. We are really on the home straight to 36 at this point. It's going to be super easy to get that, meaning we can finally grab that tile, which I'm excited for. And actually grabbing that tile would technically give me access to turn this into a Cloverleaf Junction and have sort of a bypass for the entire city. I don't know how many people would use it, but I, in theory, could do it. Although, I mean, this road is so convenient that I don't think they'll ever use anything other than that main road, so turning this into a Cloverleaf is probably a complete waste of time. So I shan't bother. I think. That's a good word. Shan't. I shan't bother. Oh, here we go. Give me that 36. Give me that 36. There it is. Capital City. All right. So we have a tile to pick here. And as much as I do want to go north and get some of the new resources, I do think I want to expand on King Heights a little bit. Maybe. Oh, do I want to expand on King Heights or grab another resource? Because if I grab this tile here, I've got access to a lot of oil up north. I think we're going to go for this. Well, actually, how would we connect to it? I guess this sort of avenue here would extend up and go past Concord Park up towards the oil. That might be the way to do it. Ooh. Is that the way we do it, though? I think it might have to be. Let's grab it. There we go. So that's the tile. We've got a really weirdly shaped thing to work with here, but the oil's going to be in that spot. So really, what I'm going to do is try and outline this as best I can. I'm very tempted to use some straight roads for this. But I'll try and curve it around the shape of the thing as best I can. Curving it to there, and to there. I can tidy this up a little bit later on, but I want this to curve around real nicely. So going there, and like that. And then to about that point, and back like that. Now, obviously, that's actually horrible looking, so we're not going to do that. But what I will do is grab you and curve that way, and then like that. You know what? I'm actually just going to do a big grid here, because that just looks awful. Is I think fair to say. So I'm gonna bring a straight road through there. That is gonna cover up a lot of the oil though, but straight road through there. And I want roads coming off the side of that. So that's gonna go like so. And I guess straight up. I'm not quite sure what way this will work, but whatever. Bring that straight down as well. And so like that. And then we'll bring some little stretches of road off of this just to, you know, cover as much of the oil as we can. So that goes there, that goes there. This can sort of go like that. And that'll be fine. This can sort of come down to about there and in like that. So we have this sort of square in the corner. We can actually tear that middle bit out completely, which I think is probably fine to do. Tear that middle bit out as well. And that right there covers the entire oil field, which it looks ridiculous. It does. But I kind of like it. I do kind of like it. I'm going to just extend some roads across like this, though, so that we have some options for traffic to take there. But I do kind of like that. And what I'm thinking I want to do is I want to grab a one-way road from here and go to, say, that spot and go like that. And basically have these one-way roads go up and converge over here. So if that goes to there and that goes to there, what's the distance between the one-way roads? It's 2 tiles, isn't it? Yeah. So 2 tiles. We would want to go, I guess, technically there. Hold on. So like this. So if that goes there, that goes there. We want to extend this a little bit further and extend that to there. Go a little bit further again and again. And then what we need to do is have this sort of curve. So say 5 and 5. 5 and 5. Oh, that's a bit much. Let's get that to work nicely. 5 and 5. Then this needs to line up there, which is whatever distance. I think that's about right. And this needs to line up there and go to there as well. So there we go. That's going to let us have these linked together. I mean, obviously it looks a little bit weird with the way it curves, but my theory is that I can just bring these roads straight up and bring this one straight back down and then have those curve around and meet each other. Which, I mean, it's a very, very lengthy road. It's a very, very lengthy road. But it does give us a road connection to this area, which I think is going to be very important. I mean, obviously, people aren't only going to use trains to get here. But, let's see. Can I get this to line up? Oh, I can. There we go. So that comes out to there. And this goes... Oh, that's not going to work. This one needs to... This is not going to line up properly, is it? It's going to be a total pain in the butt because it isn't going to line up properly. All right. So get rid of the curve for a second. We need to bring this one forward a little bit. So forward to about there. And from there. That's got to line up. So that's going to come across to there and in. And that's going to go... That's not going to work because the other road exists. Good. This is going so well right now. So like that and like that. There we go. So that connects the new area to the main city. We do need to get a train line out here to connect it all up as well. So I think what we'll do is we'll say that the train line is going to go... I mean, what way is the train line going to go? I'm going to add a little bit of extra one-way road here. And say that the train can go on that bit. So the train can go there, basically. Not going to be central, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. So train goes there. And just needs connected to the main bit of track. Which should be easy. So, you know, I'm looking at this and thinking that this should probably be a one-way road going back that way. Because I'm just noticing it's going to be very... maybe this should be a one-way road going to the left. So that's sort of a way to U-turn in there, I guess. Oh, that's just going to make things complicated. But whatever. We'll see how traffic handles that. Right, so... in terms of actually bringing a train line out there, the way I want to do this is actually go from here all the way along. So we are going to add a fourth train line, which I know is a bit silly for the area, but whatever. It's going to be a little bit different, though. It's actually going to dip underneath the other train lines. And then it's going to resurface over here at that point. It is going to go underground there. And then somehow I need this to go straight underground there. I need this to come across. And then I just need those to curve and go like that. So that should be fine. And then all we need to do is bring a train line out from that spot to there. Then underground like so. And they need to connect up all nice like. So there we go. Then obviously that just needs to be lower a little bit. And we should have a decent looking little thing there. There we go. So that's been lowered. They all meet up. That goes underneath, then comes out here. And then I just want it to curve around and follow the same curvature or the same path that the other train lines are currently following. So all the way up to there. And we do need to get a curve on this, which might be a bit of a pain in the butt to do, but we'll see. So I think that's roughly the curve there. And then this just needs to run... this actually just runs straight up. So straight up to like there. And then somehow curves in like that. That's an interesting curve right there. I'm actually thinking I'm going to move the train line because that's a little bit silly. I'm actually just going to put this just on there, I think. I think that'll be fine. Probably. It might not be, but whatever. So this just comes in, lines up there, and there we go. So that's a bit of a better curve. That lines up with everything else in the city. So if we go ahead and add a train line from there back to the city and then back out to there, that area is pretty much good to go. Now what we can do with this is actually come in with an avenue here, which I don't think would be a terrible idea, because what we can do is actually put some zoning in there. Now obviously, you know, looking at this, it might be an idea to have a roundabout in here. Just sort of looking at it. Because then traffic coming out of this area can technically U-turn if it's on one of these roads. Alternatively, we just like have a little bit there, but I don't know how good that's going to be. I do think a roundabout would be useful. So something like that and something like that. I don't quite know what way to do this. What distance apart are they? 400. All right, so if that's the midpoint, like that, right? No. Oh boy. Well, what way does this work? I'm not really sure what way this is going to work. I actually have no idea. Maybe we just make a bit of an oval looking roundabout. That is an option. I guess that's what we're going to do. It's going to be kind of silly looking, but it's going to have to do the job. So the oval roundabout now exists. But that will let people U-turn, and that's kind of important, so it will do the job. Let's go ahead and just upgrade that to be quite speedy. We could actually upgrade a lot of the roads here in general, and I think I will upgrade those to be 2-lane highway roads until it gets to the roundabout, just because I don't think I'm going to bother zoning in those roads, at least not anytime soon. So upgrading them kind of makes sense. So those are going to be completely upgraded to there. Let's go ahead and start getting some district zoning on this so that we can actually get some, you know, zoning on this. So it's going to be Strawberry Hills, which is an interesting name for what's about to be a extremely polluting industrial zone. But whatever. That's not for me to judge. It's just my job to put the zoning in there and, you know, cause the pollution. So we'll have this just go the whole way around like so. And there we go. I actually kind of want that to follow the roundabout a little bit. Just around like so. Alright, so Strawberry Hills is going to need a specialization. So it's going to be an oil specialization. Then we can go ahead and throw in some zoning. So I am going to do some high density residential just in there. I do want to just take out this road for a second and re-add it because the zoning was a little bit weird on it. So that technically needs to go there, which is being weird in that spot. Good. Love me the weird zoning that cities likes to do from time to time. That goes down to there. Right, that works. So all I need to do is flip that bit. All right. So residential in there. I'm gonna do residential there as well. And then I want to do sort of a barrier of commercial zoning. So just like that. With a little bit in there, and all those spaces. So that barrier of commercial zoning should be fine. And then industry, really. So the rest of it is just going to be nothing but industry, which is probably going to be very interesting. Very curious to see how the area sort of handles all that industrial zoning. But let's go ahead and get some power in here. So the power is going to run like so. It's going to run like that. And just sort of follow around like this. So we'll bring this the whole way down into the city. We'll actually start there and extend it this way. So bring it like so. Bring it like so. And bring it like so. There we go. So that'll give us a power connection. We don't have water up here. I totally forgot about that. So bring it down to there, and straight up. And I guess this episode's actually running a little bit longer than I wanted it to. But that's fine. We're almost done with the new area. I guess it's just going to be next time that we see whether or not it happens to work. So get rid of that little bit. And let me just run the pipes to there. And let me run some pipes from there. Or not. I guess I'm going to have to run them like this. So run the pipes straight up to about there. And like that. So there we go. Now that area has water. Although the sewage treatment is actually lacking a little bit. So we're going to want to throw one of these guys just in about... Ooh, can I get one over there? Yeah, I can. So we'll throw it there and just connect it up. There we go. So a bit more sewage treatment. This area over here has started to grow, which is beautiful to see. The industry is starting to grow as well. The passenger train line is moving, which is beautiful news. Garbage is actually a pretty major problem. You know, I suppose I could throw an incineration plant out here. You know, one there and one there. Not going to be a bad idea. Fire coverage is going to be very important for this area, so get one there. Policing, also going to be quite important for the area, so get us, you know, a small police station there. And there we go. The area is actually powered. It has its water. And people will hopefully end up using the trains to come out here. So that I'm quite happy with. I'm also really curious to see if any traffic actually uses the roads to come out there. Or if it's going to be nothing but people using the trains. But I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Is what we're going to have to do. This place here is 257 last week. That's really not much. How's the challenge itself actually looking? 82,000 people. Fair enough. This area here is really struggling with garbage right now. Which is interesting considering there is an incineration plant over there. And it's also got crime problems, which is also interesting considering there is a police station right there. That is very strange. But I guess it is what it is. Is there? Yeah, there is actually traffic heading out there via roads. Okay. That's fair enough. There was one passenger serviced last week, so that's a little bit disappointing, I'll be honest, but it is what it is. I guess what I could do, don't know if you heard my phone go off in the background there, apologies if you did. I guess what I could do is have buses go around the area, much like we did with the other areas. So have the buses go around like this, and up like that. So that people can hop on a bus and go around the district. And I guess with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am actually going to go ahead and leave it there. So thank you kind of for watching. This has been City Skylines and the Train Scenario Part 8, I believe. I want to say Part 8. It might not be, but I want to say Part 8. But yeah, thank you kind of for watching. We're not quite done. We're getting there, but we're not quite done. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.